Well, we don't know the depth of what happened. They're saying it's a domestic incident, but it is not a domestic assault incident. And from what I can gather, he came. I know his background. He really struggled as a kid. Tough life, hard to scrabble upbringing. Bounced around, wound up coming out here, played at Riverside City College for a year, but the kid was dirt poor, destitute,
Mm.
and then went back home, got himself eligible, and enrolled at the University of Florida. And the rest is history. Became a really good college player, put together some three phenomenal years with the New England Patriots, and then left and came to the Chargers. But he was involved in some type of domestic argument. It was not brute force. There was no physical confrontation.
Okay.
The lawyer says that the family will probably drop the charges. I guess what stuns me is he's in the middle of all this rehab from this very serious reconstructive knee surgery from the bad knee injury early in the season. Just curious why he's on the East Coast in Massachusetts rather than here doing rehab with the Charger doctors. But Chargers have been closed mouth, have not said anything else. I don't know whether he'll get disciplined by the league once this thing gets adjudicated through the courts, but tough situation. Guy came from a bad situation, made himself a really good player. Now he's hit a bump in the road with his career and to a degree, I guess, with his life.
Yeah, I guess when it rains, it pours, right?
Oh,
For the Chargers and for Jackson and his family. I'm happy to hear that it's not physical. There was no brute force. But to your point, there are a lot of athletes that come from difficult circumstances that maybe didn't have the best role models growing up, that had to make tough life choices, and then suddenly they're thrust into stardom. They're now adults. They're surrounded by money, huge expectations, and it's hard to keep your life on track if you don't really have good guidance in the early years.
I think the other factor in the equation is a terrible thing to put it up on the board this way. You can take the player out of the hood. Can you take the hood out of the player?
Mm.
Players cannot go back home and get re-involved with bad characters that they were part of growing up. A lot of guys stay away from it. Some guys drift back into it. And money changes everything. And there's so many stories of those who got paid enormous amounts of money who have lost it all and are now living on the streets. It's unbelievable in the National Football League. But it's a tough road to hoe if you come from poverty and you suddenly become rich because there's hangers on, there's family issues, there's the old posse.
Mm.
It's tough. And I've talked to NFL general managers about how you help guys, how you direct players so that they don't go back to where they came from and get themselves in trouble. We'll see where the J.C. Jackson story goes. I hope this works out well for him. Chargers owe him an awful lot of money. He owes them a lot because they gave him a
Mhm.
lot of money.
Yeah.